Hey everybody, give me a big thumbs up in chat if you can hear me. I gotta turn my thing off over here. Hold on a second. Hey everybody. All right. Have to do a quick little do not disturb on my desktop. All right. This was a totally impromptu live. I've got to quit. I think I should quit some applications here. I wasn't thinking. So where's everybody from? Just come in, say hi. Gotta quit that. Gotta quit that. Sorry, I got a bunch of apps open I should really close because Ecamm likes bandwidth. All right. So I just thought I'd come in and do like, hey, Bittersweet. Daniel here, Liz is here, Bittersweet is here, Camille, Matt, Namitha, and Steph Holt, Joello. Awesome. Great to see you guys. Tour Virtual 360. Steph is in New Zealand. Yeah, good morning, New Zealand. And it is an absolutely spectacular spring day here on the East Coast. The sun is shining, little fluffy clouds. Couldn't be nicer. So I'm really excited about that. And I thought, here's the deal. I've decided that I need to go live a lot more. And just to give you guys an update of what's been going on, for the last 5 months, I basically put a pause on YouTube. So I haven't posted a non-live YouTube video in 5 months. I also paused my newsletter for 5 months. Why did I do that? I did it because I was launching my first course, Brand Strategy 101, which a couple of you here in chat actually took. And it was a huge success. It took a tremendous amount of work to develop this course, to market it, the whole thing. And I'm now in the process of doing a few little tweaks to it, and then I'm actually going to launch it again right away. And so I'm going to launch it again in May. But the energy and the time that it took it to developing that course, and of course doing all my client work on top of that, was just too much to keep YouTube going and my newsletter going. So I had to do the very, very painful decision of putting those things on pause. But now that the course is developed and I've kind of given it once, I wrote and recorded 4 videos this weekend, and those are going to start coming out starting next week. So I'm getting back on the YouTube video horse, and I published my first newsletter about 10 days ago. I'm publishing the next one next week. So my content engine is getting going again. But one of the things that I decided that I was going to do, because when I was promoting this course, I was going live like every other day, either on Facebook or YouTube, to promote it through some webinars and stuff like that. And the one thing I noticed was that YouTube really likes that. And they rewarded me for that in terms of surfacing my other videos in search, because I got a surge in viewership and I got a surge in subscribers. And I'm up to 225,000 subscribers now, which kind of blows my mind. But now I am determined to get to 250. I really want that next 25,000 subscribers. It's a mindset thing. And so I've decided that I'm going to go live a lot, maybe even daily for the next 30 days or so, because I have a whole lot of really great content that I've given over the last 250 videos that some of you may not have seen, and I wanted to resurface that. And I also just wanted to, get on and do a whole lot of AMAs, Ask Me Anythings, interact with you guys, see what you're up to, what you're doing, and hear from you too, and just engage more. Because I tell you, I have been a horse with blinders on, head down in this course, and running my Brand Design Masters Guild mastermind groups too. So that was another thing I was launching. I was launching the course and my first paid mastermind group. So the Brand Design Masters Guild, I have run 3 of those now, and now I am filling number 4. And I've got 2 spots left for Guild number 4, and it is closing in just about a week. So if you're interested, here, let me throw this up here really quickly. If you're interested in joining a really, really killer mastermind group, it's called Brand Design Masters Guild, and it's $14.97. It's a 12-week program, and if you go to philipvandusen.com/mastermind, you can learn all about it. And if you are an entrepreneur, a creative entrepreneur who's making anywhere from $30,000 to $100,000 a year, who's looking to take their business to the next level, this is a great way to do it. And I'll talk about that. This is not a webinar, so I just wanted to mention it because if any of you know of anybody who might be interested in a mastermind, and Steph and a couple other people in chat were in it, have been in the Guild before, and know how great it is, I wanted to mention it to you guys. So, that's what I've been doing. I've been doing the Guild, I've been doing the course, and not doing my usual YouTube, weekly content. And I got to tell you, it was a really, really tough decision to put my YouTube videos and my newsletter, both of those things, on hold for over 4 months. And because I'd been doing them consistently, religiously, for 4.5 years. And that's what got me to this number of subscribers I have on YouTube, and my following, and my email list, and the Guild, and all of that stuff. All of the great content that I feel it's great content that I've been putting out, has gotten me there. And so when I had to kind of put that on hold, it terrified me for one thing, but I knew that I really, really, really wanted to bring a course to life. And this brand strategy course is that brainchild. So that's out there now. And if you're interested in Brand Strategy 101, here, let me pop that up there too. Actually, I might not even have that. I don't even have that promo here, that graphic. Wait. Yeah, I do. Hold on. I got to turn these on. Never mind. I'm not going to bring it up because you can't sign up for it now anyway. It's not launching yet, but keep your eyes out for it. So what I wanted to talk to you about today was, so Steph says the mastermind is a master mindset changer. Absolutely. And it has catapulted 27 people who have been in the Guild's businesses forward very, very quickly. So if you have never been in a mastermind and can make the investment, you will not regret it. So I wanted to talk about something today that is kind of near and dear to my heart, which is, Steph, I am a content addict. I have a lot to say. What can I say? I want to talk about websites. And in particular, the 7 biggest mistakes that I think that creative designers and entrepreneurs make when they're doing their websites. And I'm going to have to shift this over a little bit so I can put my slides up there. And let's jump into talking about that. And then I'll take some questions at the end. Sorry, I have allergies, and my allergies have been killing me. And wearing a mask is even worse because it presses your nose down just a little bit, and then it gets even itchier. So anyway, number 1, talking too much about you. One of the things that I see that designers and entrepreneurs do more than anything is, especially people who are just starting off in their careers or have been out for a while, is like you come to their website and the first thing that they say is, I am Joe Smith and I am an expert in this kind of graphic design or copywriting, and I went to X school and I've worked with these clients and my passion is blah 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 blah. Here's the thing, no one who's coming to your website, possible clients anyway, wants to know who you are. They want to know what you can do for them. They want to know that you understand their problem and that you know what the solution to their problem is, and that then you have the skills to solve it for them. But the first thing out of a gate that you want to do on your website is you want to state a problem. You want to state your target customer's problem. And is your website broken? Are you having trouble with social media? Is your brand all over the place? Are you looking for that new killer app? whatever it is that you do, you want to state what you do as a question to your client so they can identify with you and your solution as soon as they come to your website. They don't want to hear, I'm Joe Smith and I'm a great graphic designer and I've worked with all these clients and I specialize in blah, 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 blah. Stop talking about yourself so much. Now, that said, it doesn't mean that you don't talk about yourself at all on your website. There is a time and a place for that, right? But you have to create a level of a customer journey. And that customer journey has to start off with the customer and what their problem is and what they want solved. Biggest number one mistake, bar none, that I see when I look at tons and tons and tons of creative professionals' websites, obviously because of the masterminds I do and the teaching I do and courses and all that sort of stuff, right? And, I've been in the industry for 10 zillion years. So I've seen a lot of websites, and that's the biggest problem that most people do when they come right out of the gate. You are getting bandwidth issues? Yeah. Is anyone else? I hope not. I hope it's not me. Like I said, I have everything turned off. So I hope it's not a lag on my part. Weigh in. Everyone say, is anyone else having bandwidth, stuttering, dragging issues? No problem. Matt says no problem. Okay. That's problem number one. Mistake number one. Now, mistake number two is doing too much stuff. One of the things, hey Jay Carab, good to see you. One of the things that designers have a tendency to do sometimes is it might be a little imposter syndrome, it might be a little insecurity, it might be a little wanting to look bigger than you actually are. But a lot of designers want to put the kitchen sink on their website in terms of their capability set. I do brand strategy and consumer insights and trend and graphic design and identity and style guides and marketing and content and blah, 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 blah. Huge lists, right? Where it looks like you are a global agency, maybe you are a global agency, that have 50 people working for you. And so I urge you to try to be a little more judicious about what it is that you put on your website in terms of what you do. Because to a certain extent, it's the same thing with that customer journey. When a client comes to your website, they want to know that you focus on the skill and you are the killer app at doing the thing that they want solved. So if you give a massive laundry list of everything, on the moonscape in terms of branding and design that exists out there, they don't know what you're really, really great at. And so try to whittle that down. Try to be a little more, planful, judicious, reserved about what it is that you put on your site in terms of where your strengths lie, okay? Because people want to know what you're really great at. So put down there what you're really great at. There is no shame in not having a laundry list of 15, 20 bullet points of things that you do. That is number two. Doing too much stuff or saying that you do too much stuff. Steph says, I keep freezing. Jay says no. Jay Carab says no problem. I'm sorry I keep freezing, Steph. Maybe it's a New Zealand thing. Anyone in the U.S. having any problems? Bittersweet, Daniel, Camille, anybody in the States? I want to just check because Steph's my girl, and I want to make sure that it's not something on my end. All right, now number three. Number three, Tassine says, looking good. Awesome. Thank you, Tassine. I really appreciate that. Doing too much stuff. And also, the other thing I'm going to say before I jump into number three, because in part of my updates, is that I get teased a lot by my one of my team members, my marketing administrator, and she is always teasing me that I can't do a live that's under an hour. I'm always running over an hour, and she's like, "See, you couldn't do it. You couldn't do it." So she's always busting me about that. And so these lives are going to be shorter. And so I came on at 4:20 and it's not going to be 5:20. Okay. And that is one of the things that I'm going to be doing in order to keep going live more often, more consistently, like daily, and popping on and getting off. It's less struggle on my schedule. And also I'm going to be able to be here more. So That's just a heads up. So if any of you have been on lives with me before and you've seen me blab on for an hour, hopefully I'm going to try not to be that way. I'm going to get in and get out, because that's one of the things that I did building my YouTube channel. Is I really, really valued people's time. I came in, I gave a buttload of content right out of the gate, and I said thank you very much, and I left. And so I want my lives to be a kind of a little bit like that too. And I realize that I'm kind of blabbing away on this one about updates and things like that, but I've been away for so long, I wanted to come on and tell my community, tell you guys why I have not been showing up in your YouTube feed the way I have in the past with brand new videos, or in your email box with my Brand MUSE newsletter. So that's that. Now, number three is hiding your work. This is the thing that really surprises me, actually. And that is that sometimes you really have to dig on designers' websites to find their freaking work. And you may go to portfolio, and then there's, maybe one case study, or there's a slider, or there's a gallery, and then you click through to that one, it takes you to a case study. But then you have to click back out, and then you have to go to another thumbnail, or the navigation can be hard. I think it's a good idea to put some of your work, at least maybe your 3 top projects, as thumbnails on your homepage. So anybody coming to your website, if they get no farther than your homepage, they get a little hit of your work. They get a little taste of either the clients you've worked for, or some sort of kind of key images for key case studies that you want to highlight, or key work that you want to highlight. Because let me tell you about this in terms of web traffic. When people go to a website, the landing time, the homepage time, kind of on average on design sites, is anywhere from like 10 to 40 seconds. And then they bounce. The percentage of people making it from your homepage to another page, that population of people or traffic drops off by about to about 25%. So maybe a quarter, if you're lucky, of the people who land on your homepage actually even go to your portfolio. So think about that. Do you want everybody who comes to your website to get just a little visual of your work? Yes, you do. Because if you're going to lose 75% of the people before they ever get to your portfolio, that's a shame, right? That you haven't been able to get any visual hit, any kind of, establishment of your design chops with your visitors to your website. So don't hide your work. Have a few pieces right up front on the homepage. And then when you do go to the portfolio, make sure that it's really easily navigatable, that you have a thumbnail page, you click into a case study, and then you can click right back out and right back into another one. I've seen so many that are like linear, and they're, see the next case study, and then you have to go from case study to case study, and they're just really hard to navigate. So make it super, super easy for people to navigate through your work. All right, that's number 3. Okay. Number 4 is not letting customers tell your story. If you have ever had a client, you have a testimonial. And so every single client that you have and you do any work for, immediately upon finishing that project for them, you ask them for a testimonial. You shoot them an email, and if they don't give it to you in a couple days, you shoot them another one 2 or 3 days later, and then you don't hear from them, then you shoot them another one in a week. Give them 3 shots at it. Don't feel shy, because you delivered great work for them, right? Ask for a testimonial. Say, I'd love a testimonial, just 2 or 3 sentences about your experience in working with me. Generally, people give you a lot more than that, but when you use testimonials on your website, number 1, you want to make it really easy for people to do. So don't ask them to write a book. Number 2, you're going to have to edit it anyway if you're going to feature it as a testimonial quote on your website, on your, on pages of your website. And you're going to have to edit it down anyway. So if they give you a lot, it's great, then you can edit it. But if they give you just 3 or 4 sentences, if it's a good testimonial, put it on your website, because people will believe other people more than they'll believe you. So on your homepage, after the banner You drop in and you state their problem. You tell them how, what the solution is, how you can solve it. Testimonial, someone whose problem you solved. Couple shots of your work. Boom, boom, boom. They never got off the homepage, but they see a little bit of your work. Underneath that, another testimonial, how great your work is, whatever that testimonial is. Let your customers tell your story for you. If you have ever worked for a client, you have a testimonial. And every single client that you work for, you have to work really hard at getting a testimonial, okay? Because testimonials will speak quotes about your work, about the projects they've done for you. That will speak louder to your prospective clients coming to your website than anything you say. All right? It's a fact. People will trust other people about you more than they will trust you about you. I know it's weird, but that's how word of mouth marketing works. And so get those testimonials and put them on your site. Let your customers tell your story. Okay? All right. Number 5, being opaque. The other thing that I see a lot of times is people not being genuine. They're not being authentic. They're not sounding like themselves. They sound like what I like to call brand bots. They sound like a brand bot. They don't have any personality. They don't feel, I guess, secure enough to let their personality come through in their copywriting. And you can't hear the person inside of the brand bot talk. Don't be opaque. Be a human being. People like to do business with people, right? So make yourself a person. Sound like somebody. Sound like yourself. And you can't shroud what you do in mystery. You want to be really upfront about what you do, what your strengths are, and how you solve people's problems. Being artfully poetic, leave that to the fine artists and their gallery statements, okay? You want to be really straightforward. And the other thing I would say is keep your copy short, like really short. If I could go to almost anybody's website right now and say, cut out half of this copy, and they would still be fine if they were just super, super concise about what they were saying and did it in a way that felt really authentic. Because the more copy you write, number one, people don't read websites anymore. They won't read more than a paragraph. They get bogged down, they skip. It's like the attention deficit disorder the internet has foisted upon us. So be really direct. Let your personality show through. Don't make people have to dig through volumes of copy to get the information that they need. Be upfront, be transparent, be authentic, okay? And leave the poetic vagary about the mysteries of the branding process to somebody else. Because people want to know how things work. People want to know what's behind the curtain. They want to know how you do what you do, what working with you looks like, what an interaction feels like. And if you shroud it in some sort of, design thinking mystery verbiage, you're not going to get there. All right. Another thing I see on designers' websites a lot of times is no about page. Now, I know I said don't talk too much about yourself at the very beginning. But what I mean by that mostly is don't talk about yourself the first thing you do on your homepage. Big picture of you, I am so-and-so and so-and-so, and I do this, this, this. There is a time and place for that. And that is on the About page. About pages is a very standard Google SEO kind of navigation handle that Google uses. So call it About, number one. In your nav menu, call it About. And Google will know how to classify that. And so, and rip the metadata. But on your About page, picture of you, and then you can tell a little bit of a story about yourself. That's where, again, you let your personality shine. Whether you write it in first or third person, meaning I, meaning first person, or he, or Philip, or, like someone else wrote it, or bio about you, is up to you. There's no perfect way of doing that. But that's where it belongs. I am also a big fan of letting a little bit of your personality show through at the very tail end, a couple sentences on like your dog or your cat or where you like to vacation or that you're a snowboarder or, you know, you love scuba diving with sharks, whatever that is. I like scuba diving with sharks. And, you know, some little fun snippet that's going to humanize you. But I see so many websites where people have no about page, or it's very, very skimpy and no personality comes through, or they don't have a picture of themselves. And that's the one thing that just blows me away, is that people don't have pictures of themselves on their about pages. Have a picture of yourself. Have a truthful picture of yourself. Yeah, I talked to someone recently and I was reviewing their website, and I saw their website and the photo they had of themselves, and then I had a Zoom with them later, and the photo was obviously 20 years old. It was 20 years old. And so don't misrepresent yourself. Be truthful, be honest, be transparent about who you are, because people want to see who you are. People do business with people. Okay? So have an about page, have a picture of yourself, have some clear content about your background, what lights your fire, what you've done in your career, couple personal kind of story type of statements to humanize you, and you're going to be good. And finally, number 7 is no thinking. And what no thinking means is that, again, this is to a certain extent the brand bot thing. People want to understand how you think, how you process information, how you interact with your clients, what your conversational style is like, what you're an expert at, the sort of content that lights your fire, what are the trends and topics that you follow. So that's why I am a huge advocate of content marketing for creative people, because it gives clients an understanding of how you think. So having a blog on your site is very helpful. And so having some sort of thinking that shows, you know, whether you write, whether you tweet, whether you do that through imagery and Instagram, whether you've hosted, you know, conversational things on hold on a second. Sorry. On Clubhouse. Show that you're thinking, show that you're putting out some thinking, and put that up front. I always also put a little bit of content on the homepage so people can, you know, understand that I'm not just a mouse pusher. Because if you are offering more than just mouse pushing in design and some sort of thinking, some sort of engagement, you want to show that capability to your clients. So have a point of view about what you believe in, what you think is current, what you think is important in the design world today, in the entrepreneurship world today, in the website world today, in the business world today. Demonstrate that you are thinking about helping people's businesses. And you do that through content, or you can also do it through just the copy on your homepage. But show that you are thinking and don't sound like a brand bot. Okay? And that is it. That is all I was going to share with you today. Those are the 7 things that I think are the biggest shortcomings of, let me see if I can do this. Hold on. Yeah, I'm going to go back right to the beginning. So don't talk too much about you right out of the gate. Don't try to show that you're doing too much stuff. Don't hide your work. Make it really, really easy to get to and navigate through your portfolio. Let your customers tell your story for you. Don't be opaque. Have an about page and use it. And show some thinking. Those are my recommendations. I just did. Ted, I just ran through the 7 points. So, and when this live video is up, you could also just, scroll through it and check out the 7 points. But those were the 7 points. So I'm going to turn that off. Now, if any of you don't know about this, I have a private Facebook group. It's called Brand Design Masters. And it is, if you go to facebook.com/groups/Brand Design Masters, let me increase the size of this thing a little bit. there is to join, you have to fill out a short form. It's just, your name, where you are in your business, your email address. That's a price of getting into the group, sharing your email address with me. And it's a great group of, at this point, I think it's 2,500, 3,000 creative professionals in there who are, and it's only a few months old. Very vibrant community. People are sharing work. They're getting feedback. They're sharing resources and tools and asking each other questions and networking with each other. And it's a really, really cool, vibrant group. So if you're looking for a fun group to network and grow your span of connections in the creative professional sphere, go to Brand Design Masters, the group on Facebook, and join. It's, you're going to get in if you give your email address and you don't look like a creep. Everything's going to be fine. So get over there if you're not in there and check it out. And then just to remind you that I am currently interviewing people for the Brand Design Masters Guild, number 4. So this is the 4th iteration of the paid mastermind group that I run. It's a 12-week group, and there are 10 people in the group, including myself. So 9 other people and me. And we do our Zoom every week for 12 weeks. And then you also do a one-on-one with one other guild member, and that rotates over that time as well. Everyone has a hot seat where the whole group focuses on their situation or their question or the thing they want feedback on. There's a private Facebook group where everyone interacts when we're not in the Zoom meetings. It's an incredible, incredible experience. And Steph Holt, who is here in the chat, participated. And it's really amazing. So if you go to philipvandusen.com/mastermind, that will take you to a quick little form. It's got about 6 or 8 questions on it. It won't take very long. You have to tell me a little bit about your business and confirm that you are willing, if after we have a Zoom conversation, you would be open to investing in it. Then we'll set up a Zoom and we'll talk about it. And if it seems like you and your needs, your goals would be a good fit for the guild, we'll get you in there, and it'll be an amazing experience. I absolutely guarantee you. So check that out, philipvandusen.com/mastermind for the Brand Design Masters Guild, which is $14.97. And as I said, it is filling right now. I just filled 2 seats of it today. I have 2 seats left, and that's it. So it's closing up. And it's going to be an amazing group. The 7 people that are already signed up for it are all creative professionals and designers and have their own agencies and or freelance businesses. And it's going to be a really, really killer group of people. So there's that. Let me see if I turn that off. And that's it. 4:53. All right. Almost a half an hour on the dot. Joselle's going to be so proud of me. My marketing assistant's going to be so proud of me that I was able to bop in and do a live and get the hell out. But I haven't done an AMA yet. So that is, I will hang out here for a couple minutes. If anyone has a question, I always do this too, write question in all caps in the chat, and I will answer do my best to answer your question right here, right now. And if I don't get any questions in the next 2 minutes or minute, then I'm going to sign off. That's going to be it. And you might see me here tomorrow because, as I said, I'm going to be trying to go live here very, very regularly. And I'm going to be doing quick little presentations like this. As you guys know, I've put out over 250 videos, probably 300 at this point. I have a whole lot of content that I'd like to resurface and reshare with you guys. And that's kind of what I'm going to be doing in these lives. I'm going to be doing quick hit, little slideshows, sharing some of my thoughts around digital entrepreneurship, being a creative professional, being a designer, running a design business, and it's going to be some great stuff. So, bracket brand, you do not put question in all caps before your question, but you typed your question in all caps, which I think is great. Never seen that one before. Don't yell at me. Okay. What is your recommended website builder for a designer? 65% of the web of the entire web is built on WordPress. So there's that fact. WordPress and the huge number of themes gives you probably the most flexibility in building websites. You can use very simple themes, which are almost as easy to use as a builder as Wix or Squarespace. Okay. Some people in the guild, the last guild I was in, are starting to use Webflow. Some people like Webflow. There's definitely a learning curve in that builder. I use Squarespace because it's easy, and I've built a 100-page site out of Squarespace, and it would cost me a lot of money and incredible amount of time to move over to WordPress. If I was to rebuild my site right now, I would probably build it on WordPress, and that is just because of the flexibility in plugins and functionality that you can get out of a WordPress site, because it can do just about anything. Squarespace is more limited, but you're in a closed system and it's very safe. And you don't have to worry about all your plugins breaking and and being hacked and all of the stuff that plagues WordPress people, is they're constantly having to do plugin updates and fix broken things and worry about getting hacked. So if you want a simple builder, Wix has amazing themes, Squarespace has amazing themes, but if you want something that's going to have a lot of flexibility down the road, WordPress is your bet. So that's all right, Brackett. You don't have to be sorry. Okay. So Matt said, Matt says, would appreciate how to ask past clients for a testimonial in a good, helpful way. That's a great question, Matt. And you can just be honest. This is the thing. It doesn't have to be that complicated. Be really honest. Say, hey, I just wanted to reach out and touch base with you. It's been a while since I've been in contact. I'm sure you remember the project that we worked on together back, last year, 2 years ago, whatever it is. I neglected to get a testimonial or get some feedback from you about that experience, and I would really love to get 2 or 3 sentences describing your experience of working with us and the effect that our work had on your business. I usually say that, meaning, what was it like working with us, and what kind of ROI, what kind of effect did this have on your business? Because here's the thing, if it's been a while, they've been able to, sense some ROI from whatever the work is that you did for them. And if they can characterize that, that's the best kind of testimonial to have, is any kind of results testimonial. But just reach out to them and say, hey, I neglected to get it when I first talked to you, and so I've been circling back with some of my past clients. You're one of my, butter them up. You're one of my favorite clients. It was so great working with you. I'd love to get just 2 or 3 sentences describing, our interaction with each other, and leave it at that. And like I said, shoot out that email. If you don't hear back in 2 or 3 days, shoot out another one. If you don't hear back, wait a week, shoot out one more. After 3, if they're ignoring you, move on to another past client. That's what I would say. Steph builds her sites on Wix. I hate plugins too. I think they're a pain. Wix does have more flexibility than Squarespace. I think that Wix's themes these days are better than Squarespace, to be honest with you. I think Squarespace got fat and happy and lazy. And I think that they have really fallen by the wayside in terms of staying up to date. And that may be because they have such a closed system, and they're trying to play it really safe or something. I don't know. I think also Wix was behind Squarespace. They were behind the 8 ball for a while, and they decided to seriously up their game. And it's just like any kind of competitive environment for companies. If you are the second, if you're running behind, you try harder, right? And I think Wix has been trying harder, and over the last few years it has really, really showed. And then, I've been on Squarespace now for 6 or 8 years, and I'm starting to get really frustrated with it. The inflexibility that they have. And then, Webflow. Steph is looking into Webflow. Another one of my guild members was getting into Webflow because there's so much flexibility in it. Roy asks, is a past client testimonial helpful for my design portfolio? Is this more geared towards commerce? Client testimonial. If you're a designer and you want more clients and more design work, You need testimonials because your clients, your new prospective clients, need to hear from your old clients. Their trust in you will be built so much faster if you have testimonials on your website, on the homepage. And your chances of getting someone filling out that contact form to connect with you are going to be higher if they can see that 2 or 3 clients that you have worked with in the past were very happy and they are willing to put their name behind it. That will convert people, looky-loos, cruisers on websites into prospects. It's not geared toward, yes, it's geared toward commerce. It's geared toward getting more business. Yes, it is geared towards commerce, design commerce. Okay. So I think that's it. I think I'm going to bolt. This has been awesome, you guys. I've had a totally good time. Have you guys had a good time? Is this a good format? Kind of quick, in and out, unannounced, like 5 minutes. I scheduled this thing 5 minutes before, so you got an email maybe like 5 minutes before if you're signed up for notifications. And get in, give the feedback, give the content, couple updates, get the hell out. All right, Bracket. Matt, great. I appreciate that. I think the lag time, from what I could see when I went live, is about 10 or 15 seconds, which is really fast for YouTube today. Usually it's like 45 seconds, which is incredibly frustrating. Jay Carab, great insights. Thanks for the stream. Awesome. Oh, Marshall, good to see you. You've been quiet. Usually you are much more vocal. Roy, thank you. Thank you all for coming. Roy, Steph as always, Juniper, Ted, Roy, I said Roy already, Meredith, J. Carab, Camille, if you're still here, Liz, if you're still here. Great to see you guys. I will be popping on fairly often now, so keep your eyes peeled for your emails. And if you are subscribed to this channel, but you do not have notifications turned on and somehow just happen to stumble upon my live today, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications bell, because then you will get an email when I've gone live or when I am posting something new. Usually I try to alert my email list that I'm going live like a day in advance just so they can plan on it. But in the next 30 days or so, I'm just gonna go live fairly often, and I'm not gonna be announcing it every time I do. So just keep your eyes open. All right. It's been awesome, you guys. So great to see you. I'm sure I will see some of you back the next time. And until then, be good, stay safe, stay healthy. Love to you and yours. Namaste. I'll see you later.